It's a humid place, right? That's why the curly hair, if you have curly hair, it will blow, like, it will grow. The size will grow because of curly hair.
Hallo, guten Abend.
Guten Abend, ma'am.
Can
Then
you
I
hear
don't
me?
know.
Okay, all right. Okay, just give me one moment. I'll share my screen and then we can start. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. Okay. So, you all have been given access to the folder, no? Okay, so whatever we complete, whatever we do in the class, we would go through it. Okay, yeah. 1 second. Okay, so we'll go through it. All right, you can go through it on your class document. So after every class, I'll just upload everything that we have done over there. Okay, all right. So if you have any questions or any doubts, okay, you can let me know. Clear? But yeah, okay. So we just brush up quickly whatever we have done so far, and then we will continue. Okay. Yeah, just a moment. Yeah.
Ma'am, the chat is disabled again. Can you please activate it?
Yeah, I'll just text them to activate it. Yeah.
And ma'am, the document you're saying to upload, that will be on WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, that link has been shared already on WhatsApp.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Just give me 1 minute. I'll share my screen and then we'll start. All right. Okay. So far we have covered alphabets. Okay. Alphabets, umlaut. Okay. So we have covered alphabets, umlaut, days, months. Okay. Your basic greetings and your keywords. Right? All right. Just a moment. Yeah. Okay. Anybody has any questions regarding it? Any doubts? Okay. Yeah. So alphabets, umlaut, okay, and then basic greetings. All right. So anybody has any questions so far? Any doubts? Anything not understood? Okay.
This is actually my first class today.
Okay.
So, um, can we, after this class is over, can we just speak for 5-10 minutes so that I can get an overview of what was taught in the previous classes?
Yeah, so basically we have done 2 classes so far and the
Okay.
recordings to both the classes have been shared. So if you're not on the WhatsApp group, you can just ask the UpGrad team to add you to the WhatsApp group. You'll find the recordings on that particular group. So you can go through whatever we have done in the last 2 days. Okay, so you have access to the entire class. You can go through it.
Okay.
If you have any questions, then you can get back to me.
There are 2 messages. So A1 resource folder, I have a link to that, and session 2 recording I have. There is no recording for session 1.
You can just ask them, because if you
Okay.
added
Okay.
to the group later on, like if you entered the
Okay.
group after the
Right.
second class, maybe the previous messages might not be available. So you can
Okay.
just check with the team. They can add you to, like, they can share the link to the first class with you as well.
Okay. Sure.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So days, okay, months, and these keywords. Okay. So this was the last topic that we have done. Okay. Now today we will continue with some basic dialogues. Okay. Just a moment. Yeah. Also. Okay. So when we are talking of having conversations in Deutsch, okay, there are two contexts to our conversations. Okay. Nummer eins, es gibt formelle Gespräche und Nummer zwei gibt es informelle Gespräche. Okay. That is, first you have formal conversations and informal conversations. Okay. Now this goes on for all the contexts. As in, it doesn't matter as to, okay, it doesn't matter what level you are at or what exactly you are trying to say. There will always be two ways that will be available to you, okay, to say that. Nummer eins, you have a informal conversation, or you can have a formal conversation. Okay. Now the question is, with whom do you have an informal conversation and with whom do you have a formal conversation? Okay. So let's say your context is such where you are talking to your friends. Okay. When you're talking to probably your friends, your family. Okay. So these are the people with whom you talk informally. That is the context that you have here is an informal context. Okay. So context there is going to be informal. Okay. So every question that you ask, you have two ways of asking it. Okay. Eins, first, you can ask that question informally. Second, you can ask that question formally. Okay. So now the wishes or the greetings that we have learned in our previous class, okay, we are just going to be using them in conversations, or okay, along with one new question. Clear? So if you see here on your screen, you have an informal dialogue. Okay, you have an informal dialogue. Here it says, okay, it's a dialogue between two people, Sandra and Paul. Okay, clear? So you have, hello, Paul. Okay, yeah. Hello, Paul. Guten Morgen. Okay, yeah. So this is, hello, Paul. Guten Morgen. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Hallo Sandra. The first erste Frage here is wie geht's? Okay, so the question that you have here is wie geht's? Now this is an informal way of asking how you are doing or how are you. Okay, now like we discussed earlier, there is no way to do a literal translation of any of this. Okay, so you're not going to do any word to word translation here. Right now, try not to get into the grammar part of it as well, as in how did we come to this, what does we mean, how did we actually come up with these statements. Right now, let's not get into that. Right now, just learn this as phrases. Okay, so as we go ahead, as we learn the grammar, of course we are going to be learning the structure of these questions, or the okay, the sentences here, the structure of the sentences, the structure of the questions. So you will automatically learn, once you learn the grammatic, as to how you can okay, make these questions, make these statements on your own. Okay, but as of now, just try to remember them as phrases, because we are just trying to learn it as vocabulary. The conversational part of it, the construction part of it, we will be going ahead later. Okay, so I'll repeat it once. You can also repeat it after me. Hallo Paul. Guten Morgen. Okay. Hallo Sandra. Wie geht's? Okay. So wie geht's is of course an informal way of asking somebody how they are doing. Okay. So this is then wie geht's. Okay. Now the response to that V gets, that is if somebody asks me, okay, how I am doing, my response is gonna be es geht mir gut. Okay. Es geht mir gut. Again, like I said, right now just learn these as phrases. How we came to this sentence, how we made that we will see later once we start with the grammatic. Okay. So this is es geht mir gut. Danke. Okay, it is common courtesy when somebody asks you how you are doing, you obviously are going to say thank you, right? So, wie geht's? Es geht mir gut. Danke. An alternative to wie geht's is wie geht es dir. Okay, so it's more to do with an informal Frage and more so like a slang. Okay, so wie geht's is more like you're saying, yeah, what's up? Wie geht es dir, where you're actually asking somebody how they are doing. Okay, so wie geht es dir? Auch gut, danke. Auch equates to also. So you are also saying that, yeah, I'm fine as well. No, it's a response to a question that has already been asked. Okay, so we wiederholen das noch einmal. Okay, so hallo Paul. Guten Morgen. Hallo Sandra. Wie geht's? Es geht mir gut. Danke. Wie geht es dir? Es geht mir auch gut or auch gut, danke. Okay, so das ist eine informelle Dialog, okay, an informal Gespräch or a dialogue. Okay, so you have to identify the context. Okay, that is the person you are communicating with. What kind of dialogue, what kind of conversation will be appropriate. Okay, is it going to be appropriate to address this person informally, or is it going to be appropriate to address this person formally? So if you're addressing somebody informally, of course, there is a range of topics, or there's a range of grammar that you will use in order to communicate informally. There's a range of grammar that you will be using in order to communicate formally. Okay, clear? So this is informal. Anybody has any questions? Okay, Ajo. Now moving on, we go to a formal dialogue. Okay, so the dialogue that would, yeah.
What is mere? What is the translation for mere?
Yeah, that's what I said. Right now, don't get into the grammar part of it. It is es geht mir gut. So it is a phrase that says that, yeah, I am doing fine. So right now, don't dissect the statement because we are not learning the grammar right now. We're just learning the vocabulary. So when you learn the concept, when you learn the grammar, you'll automatically understand how the sentence is made, why are we using mir, what it exactly means. Right now, I'm just giving you an overview of how a conversation looks like. We're not getting into the sentence part of it. Okay?
So right now we are just learning how to
Yeah.
pronounce these words, right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're just getting an overview of how a dialogue will look like. How can you ask, how are you? So it's more about like just learn it like a phrase as of now. You'll learn that later once we go ahead. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Now, context number 2. This is your formal dialogue. Okay. So now let's say you are at work, you are at an interview. Okay, let's say you are at any place, for example, you're dealing with authorities. Anytime, let's say you meet a stranger on the street. Okay, at that time, you cannot be informal with these people. Okay, so anytime you choose to approach them, it is going to be in a formal manner. Okay, so how you address your person, okay, the person that you are talking to, that is going to be formal. Okay, so this is a dialogue between two people. Okay, so das ist ein Gespräch zwischen Herr Schneider und Frau Graf. Okay, so Herr und Frau are the titles like you give for, yeah, Mr. and Miss. Okay, so
Schneider is Taylor, right?
Schneider is also a surname.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. So Herr Schneider. Okay, so Herr und Frau. Okay, so Herr is Mr., Frau is Miss. Okay, and it is always followed by your last names. Okay, so in Deutschland, you do not say Herr Paul, for example. Okay, you do not say Herr Paul, das heißt dann Herr Okay, whatever the surname is. So say for example, dieser Person is Paul Schneider. Okay, so this is not Herr Paul, this is Herr Schneider. So Herr and Frau refers only to your last name. Your first names will not have titles. Okay, so Herr Schneider und Frau Graf. Now clearly the conversation that you have is formal. Okay, so Herr Schneider sagt, okay, hallo Frau Graf, guten Tag. Okay, the response to that is, yeah, hallo Herr Schneider, guten Tag. Okay, so yeah, so these are your basic wishes. Then you move to the next question. You are asking the same question that you were asking in the earlier conversation, but now you are asking this formally. Okay, so informella Frage war dann wie geht's oder wie geht es dir? Aber das ist eine formelle Frage. That is, it is a formal question asking the very same thing that you are asking somebody, yeah, how you are doing. So das ist wie geht es Ihnen? Okay, now again, how we came up with that question, what each of it means, that is something that we're going to be learning later. Right now, just remember it as a phrase. So let's say if you are interacting with somebody and if you want to ask as to, yeah, hello, how are you doing? If you're just having that basic conversation, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so depending on what relationship you have with the person, you can choose, okay, you will be going formal, okay, or informal. Okay, so this is wie geht es Ihnen? Response is going to be saying the same, staying the same, no? So see, it doesn't matter how somebody addresses me. One person can address me formally, one person can address me informally. However, the manner in which I respond, that is going to be the same. Okay, so this is wie geht es Ihnen? Okay, the response to that is still the same. Yeah, es geht mir gut, danke und Ihnen. Again, response formell. Okay, so wie geht es Ihnen? Es geht mir gut, danke und Ihnen. Again, es geht mir auch gut, danke. Okay, so the question, okay, that the meaning of the question is remaining the same. It's only the manner in which you are asking that is changing. All right. So if you say wie geht's, so the wie geht es dir. Okay. So das ist wie geht's. So the wie geht es dir. Das ist dann ein informelles Gespräch. Das ist eine informelle Konversation. Okay. Und dann this is then formell. So das ist dann ja. Wie geht es Ihnen? Das ist dann formell. Okay. Yeah. You have a question, Atharva? Go ahead.
Ma'am, just one doubt. The Frau word is also represent for the woman, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if in conversation, if we hear means what? How can we identify the Frau is name for represent for the name or a woman?
Yeah, so if you are just talking of a woman, okay, like I'm
Huh.
saying, yeah, this is a woman, she lives here, and so on, then you will only use a
Huh.
Frau. Okay, you'll only use the noun
Okay.
Frau. If you're addressing
Huh.
somebody, it will be used as a title. So it will be followed by a surname. So if let's
Okay.
say the name of my boss, for example, is Frau Sham. So if I'm telling you, I'll say, yeah, Frau Sham. So this is done. I will say, yeah, this is the lady. Frau plus her name is coming. Okay. But if I'm just talking, okay,
Okay.
about a general lady, like, yeah, I saw a lady yesterday, she was wearing a red cap. Okay. So in that case, there will
Okay.
be no name involved. So this Frau is used as a title. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am,
Clear?
is her and Frau, is it equivalent of Mr. and Miss?
Yeah. Yeah. Mr.
Okay.
and Miss.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah, so here is Mr., Frau is Miss. Okay,
What is
so
the meaning of Guten Tag? Like,
Guten Tag is good day.
good day. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. I think over the weekend you can go over the previous classes. I think this is
Sure.
your first class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It
Ma'am,
can be a little bit this thing to pick it up. Yeah,
ma'am, like on Ihnen, can we also say on Z
no,
for a
you
formal
can't
tone?
say unzi. No,
But
you
C is
can't
all
say
used
un.
for.
No, you can't say un Z because this is a different form of Z. So like I said, the grammar part right now, don't worry about. We'll learn that later. But you can't say un Z with vi geht es Ihnen.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ja. So wie geht es Ihnen? Das ist die Frage. Okay, wie geht es Ihnen? Es geht mir gut. Danke. Und Ihnen. Klar? So far good? Anybody has any questions, any doubts? Okay. All right. Okay. So these are examples. I just gave these examples for you to understand how, how conversations work in general. Okay. That is, if you're having a conversation, of course, your conversation can be formal, your conversation can be informal. So the greetings that you have learned, okay, they will be working this way. Okay. Now, the next topic that we will be moving on to are numbers. Okay, so numbers in A1, okay, we usually do numbers 1 to 100, which is more than enough for the first level. Okay, all right, clear? And right now we will be only doing 1 to 100. Okay, I usually take up to 4-digit numbers or 5-digit numbers, okay? But we usually do the 4 digits or the 5 digits a little bit towards the later part of the course, because for getting the 4-digit numbers or the 5-digit numbers, you need to be extremely thorough first with the 2-digit numbers and the 3-digit numbers. Okay, so today we will be learning the numbers starting 1 to 100. Okay, so just like I showed you all an alphabet song, I'm gonna be showing you a number song. Okay, now I'll repeat this 2-3 times so that you all can register these numbers. After you are done, then we will practice a little bit, okay, in the class. Okay, so we are gonna be watching a video. I'll play it extremely slow and I'll play it 3-4 times so you can pick up or you can register those numbers. So first time we played, okay, you can just listen to it. Okay, so don't try repeating it in the first go. Second go, third go onwards, you can try to repeat them. Okay, all right. And after this, we will be doing a small exercises. We'll be doing a small exercise, sorry, where we'll be practicing these numbers. Okay, so just give me one moment. I will share my screen and then we can start. I'll share this link with you on your Google document also. So over the weekend or so, you can go through this. But first, we will perfect the numbers starting from 1 to 100. And after that, later part, like towards the later half of the course or so, we will be doing 4-digit numbers, 5-digit numbers, and so. Okay, but more so for A1, if you all know only the numbers from 1 to 100, that's more than enough. Okay, so yeah, so just give me one moment. I will share my screen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so all those of you who already know the numbers, you all can just go through it, like you can just consider this to be a revision. All those who are doing this, seeing this for the very first time, okay, make sure that if you all don't understand anything, you can let me know. Okay, so don't worry about that. I'm playing this very slowly, okay, because try to pick up as much as possible, and it's okay. You might not necessarily be able to remember everything today itself, okay, but we just need to keep practicing it over and over again. Okay, so I'll just play this once, and after that I'll just explain a few things about the numbers in Deutsch. But first, let's just watch this. Okay, so just tell me if my audio is clear. Can you all hear? Yeah, one second. Is it audible, visible properly?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes.
All right. Okay. So first time, just listen. The second time, third time onwards, we can you all can repeat it along with the video. Okay. Yeah. So let us.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 61, 62, 63, 64,
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll be discussing the numbers. Don't worry. The audio part, I can't do much because usually when I share it on Zoom, this is something that sort of happens. The audio is not always that great. Okay. But I'll be sharing the link with y'all. Okay. So y'all can listen to this on your own as well. Okay. Now,
Ma'am.
yeah.
So like I guess 1 to 10 is the same, then it's the same thing, right? Some
Yeah.
things are not common, 11 and 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whereas 20 and all, it's adding up 20 and zig.
Yes, correct.
But one thing is can you help us till at least like 20, like proper
Yeah, I'm
pronunciation?
going to be discussing with you. I just showed you all the video first so that y'all just try to see what the numbers are. Okay. So don't worry, we'll be discussing them. Okay.
Yeah.
So just give me 1 minute. I'll share my screen and then we can start. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the numbers that you have in Deutsch, okay, you'll see that they follow a particular pattern. Okay. So you start the numbers with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah. You start the numbers with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 und so weiter. Okay. So 0 to 20 is something that you are gonna have to remember. Okay. Technically 0 to 20 because here the numbers are not following any pattern. Just give me 1 minute. I'll just share a different screen, I think. Okay. Yeah. All right. So you are not following any patterns till 0 to 20. That is the reason these are the only numbers that you may have to memorize in a way. All right. And then after 20, the numbers that you're going to be learning, that's heißt then the end of the series. Okay. So the end series of the 10 numbers that follow. So after 20, 30. Okay. After 30, 40. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. So right now, that is the reason I'm not going to the 3-digit numbers because the thing is, once you understand this pattern, no, the numbers automatically get easier. Okay. All you need to do is you need to understand the pattern because
Ma'am,
2-digit numbers follow a pattern. Okay.
yeah, ma'am, can see your screen.
I haven't shared anything yet.
Okay.
Just give me a moment. Yeah. Okay. 2-digit numbers follow a pattern. 3-digit numbers follow a pattern, 4-digit numbers follow a pattern. So once you have established that pattern, you will automatically, you will automatically understand how the numbers work. So that is why once you understand 2-digit numbers, 3-digit numbers become more simple. Once you understand 3-digit numbers, 4-digit numbers become more simple. Okay, so right now I am not discussing the 3-digit or the 4-digit numbers with you, but we will concentrate on the single-digit numbers and the 2-digit numbers. Okay, all right. So we start with null. Okay, so you go ahead with null, eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, 9, 10. Okay, so these are your numbers from 0 to 10. Okay, so we will just repeat these couple of times, okay, so that you can try and remember the numbers from 0 to 10. Okay, so I'll repeat it once. You all can repeat it after me. Okay, yeah. So let us start. Null, eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, 9, 10. Okay, nochmals. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we'll go from 11 to 20. Okay. Now if you look at the pattern that the numbers are following even here, okay, your numbers go from the units place to the tens place. So 11 and 12, okay, are the only numbers which are different, but if you look at the rest of the numbers, they are following a pattern. Okay, so this is 11, 12, 13. Okay, so this is 10, this is dry, this is units, this is tens. It becomes 13. Okay, so 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, there's a slight change here. This S is going away and we have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so we'll repeat these numbers here starting now from 0 to 20. Okay, so I'll repeat it once. You all can repeat it after me. Okay, so let us start. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay? Yeah? So we'll repeat these numbers once more. I'll repeat it once. You all can repeat it after me. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Now, once you have got it till here, now we'll come to the rest of the numbers a little later. Come to 30 to 100 onwards. Okay. So 30 is dry-ish. Okay. Look at the spelling. This is asset. It is not set. Okay. So this is dry-ish, peart-ish, films-ish, zest-ish, sieb-ish, apt-ish, neun-ish, 100. So you have 100 or 100, na? Like you say 100 or 100. So this is 100 or 100. Okay. So we'll repeat this once more. 20, 30, peart-ish, films-ish, zest-ish, sieb-ish, acht-ish, neun-ish, 100. Okay, so 100 oder 100. Okay, now we'll repeat all of these numbers once, starting from 0. Okay, so I'll repeat it once. You can repeat it after me. So let us start. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay? Clear? All right. Now we will move on to the numbers which are in the range in between. That is, okay, 21 to 29, 31 to 39, 41 to 49, and so on. Okay? So now here, if you see, your number went from units to tens, and it was very straightforward. Dry and sane. So, 13. 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on. Okay? Now here, the numbers which follow 20 onwards, okay, we are going to be using und to combine them. Okay, so und is basically and. Okay, and another thing to remember here is null eins. Na? When we say eins, eins is always 0, 1. Okay, everywhere else, the number you will be using is ein. So this is 21. So this is 1 and 20. It goes backwards. Okay, so these are not like English numbers. They don't go from tens to the units place. They go from the units place to the tens place. Okay, klar? So das ist 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, okay, klar? 26, 27, 28, okay? 29, you go to 30. You follow the same pattern because your units place is gonna be either only gonna be from 1 to 9, right? Yeah. So this is ein again. 21, okay? Sorry, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. You again follow the same pattern, but now your tens place is 40, then 50, then 60, 70, 80. Okay, 90, you come to 100. Now understood? Okay, so the only way to learn numbers is understand that pattern. Once you get that pattern, no, then 3-digit numbers will also be simple, 4-digit numbers will also be simple. Okay, 5-digit numbers will also be simple. So the way you go ahead is you listen or you have the units place. Okay, you understand what your units places are gonna be. So it's gonna be 1 to 9. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so die Zahlen sind bis 9. Now you combine it with und and with whatever the tens place is. So your tens place is gonna be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, now clear? Anybody has any questions? I know it can be confusing for some, so you all can just let me know. Is it confusing?
I have a question here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just have one question because in English we write like, for example, the number comes like 140. So we write like ONE space 1FORTY. So do we
Yeah.
have like no space here?
Yes, in Deutsch, we have no spaces. Okay, so it doesn't matter how big your number is, it is written. Okay, also it is written continuously. Okay, it's written continuously as one number. So I'm not doing these numbers with you right now, but just can you see how the 3-digit numbers look like or the 4-digit numbers look like? Okay, if you add 5 digits, then it's literally gonna be one long number. Good thing about it is you're not gonna have a whole lot of opportunities to write them. So don't worry, unless and until you're writing a check or something. I don't think you're gonna be needing to write these numbers, but of course you're gonna read them like that. Okay, so you do not separate the numbers. It's not gonna be like one space and so on. So even with 21, there's not gonna be any space. Now, technically, for your understanding, you can use it. So I'm not saying you cannot write it because, like I said, there won't be a need where you may have to write numbers in words like this. If you do, or actually they write it without space. So it doesn't matter even if it's like a 5-digit number or a 6-digit number. But yeah, for the for the purpose of legibility, you can do that. Okay.
Ma'am, until
Yeah.
3 digits, the ones place will come first, and then the tens place will come later. After, like, from 3 digits, like the tens place will come first, right?
No. Can you just repeat your question?
Like 33, right? Dryon Dreisig. And
Yeah.
if it comes to 101, ein 101.
I'm not teaching you the 3-digit numbers now because it'll be confusing for the
No,
rest
I
of
just
them.
found the
Yeah.
patterns.
So when I teach you the 3-digit numbers beyond 100, I'll explain it to them then. But no, to answer your question, no. The 2-digit numbers remains the same. Only the 3-digit or the hundreds place gets added to it. Okay, so this we are learning the form of only the 2-digit numbers right now, and how your 2-digit numbers go are backwards. So they go from the units place to the tens place. Even when you're making a 3-digit number or a 4-digit number, the pattern of the 2-digit number is still gonna remain the same, and you're just gonna add one place to it. So it's not
Okay,
that
that's
the
what.
tens
Yeah.
will come first. Tens will never come first because originally your two-digit number is not gonna change the structure. So I'm assuming a lot of you all already know the German numbers, but please, for the sake of those who are learning it for the very first time, understand that it might be very confusing for them right now. So I don't want to jump to three-digit numbers or four-digit numbers because then I don't want to confuse the ones who are doing this for the first time. Okay. As to answer your question, that is how it works. That is, the two-digit number will never change its place. It can be a five-digit number, a six-digit number, a three-digit number, or a four-digit number. The last two digits, that is your units and your tens place, will follow the same pattern that they are following right now. Okay?
All right, ma'am. For all the
Ma'am,
two digits number,
Yeah, one by one. You can just raise your hand if you all have any questions. You can go ahead, continue with your question. Yeah. Yeah,
ma'am,
go ahead. Yeah.
ma'am, actually, like I wanted to know that even though the pronunciation in like 30, 40, all of the tens places, the ending pronunciation is zish, why do we write it differently in 30? Like the spelling, if you see in 30,
It's
that
a
is different.
spelling.
Like, does that
Yeah,
letter have like a different pronunciation or
yeah,
something?
yeah. It is a slight sound of s. So we are saying
Okay,
zwanzig, pure sish. Okay, that is the s. But this is a little
okay,
bit s. This is dreißig. So there
all
is a
right, okay,
very, very slight difference between that. So this is 20. So you're having the sound of Z. But with dry
okay.
stitch, you're having a sound of very sharp S. That is why. And it is a very noticeable difference, but that's just how the spelling is. So 30, it's written like that. So if I write a Z, it's kind of wrong. So yeah.
So make note in 16 and 17 as well. In
Yeah.
6, S will be,
Zesh,
but
yeah.
in
Zesh and Zeeb. Yeah.
17 also Zeban will not be Zeebzen.
Yeah. It will be Zeeb, Zish, Zeeb, Zain. Rest everywhere you use 7.
Zeebzish. Yeah.
Yeah, Zeebzish. Okay, who else? Somebody else was also asking the question earlier, no? I think two of
yeah,
you
yeah, ma'am.
started
I
talking.
was
Yeah,
asking
please
you
go
the
ahead.
question.
Yeah,
So for
because
all the
the,
two digits,
yeah, sorry,
sorry.
go ahead. No, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So for all the two digits number between 20 to 30, 30 to 40, so on and so forth. So we have to use und.
Yes.
I mean, basically, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that is till 90 to 99.
yeah. So that will be 9 und 90.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay, so 90, and this is the 9 und 90. Yeah.
Okay.
So make note that every letters will be written in small letters, not in capital.
Yeah, only nouns are written, and you can write the first letter in capital, but it's not necessary. It's something that's more pertinent with nouns.
But every numbers is in only small letters, no? In Deutsch.
It's okay. Numbers are usually looked at as adjectives. Like, if I'm saying, yeah, I have 2 chocolates, like that. So it's usually looked at as adjectives. So adjectives you can write in small. You don't have to write it in capitals. Nouns, on the other hand, yeah. So when I do questions and answers with you, I'll come to that. Nouns need to be written in capital. Yeah. Anybody else?
Yes, ma'am. That's what they make. Thank you.
Understood. Now are you all ready for that video? What did I throw you off course by showing you all that video? Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
I usually start with it so that you can just register those numbers. Okay. So now we can probably watch. I don't know. Sometimes the Zoom audio share is not very clear. So I understand what you all are saying, but I think we'll just have to listen through it like that. I don't know. It could be the network, it could be the screen share, or because all of us, like there are a lot of people also on the call. So I don't know, but it usually happens on Zoom that the audio sometimes is a little distorted. So I'll share these videos with you. You can watch it on your own, like you can watch it on your own device later. Also, these are not the only videos. I usually use some channels or some material that is there in the class, but if you go to YouTube or so, you will find a lot of material, so you can follow additional videos. You can also share with me if you find something interesting, so that we can share it with the entire class. So if there is anything that you all particularly see, or you all particularly follow, or you all particularly find in a way, if you are watching something, you can always share that with the entire class as well. Okay, yeah, you have a question?
Ma'am, does 27 also, follow the same 17 Sieb und 20 or
No, no. It is
sieben?
only, yeah. So Zesh and Sieben, these two things. Zesh und Sieb, this is only followed at these two places. That is 16, 17 and 60 and 70. Everywhere else, we will use Zex and Sieben. So if you're using 26, for example, das ist 26. Okay, or 27. So this is 27. So that Sieb and Zesh is only limited to these two numbers, like in all four numbers. So Zesh Zen, Zesh Zish, Sieb Zen, Sieb Zish. Rest everywhere you use 7, like as Sieben
Okay,
and
ma'am.
Zex and Sieben. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So, okay. So, should we watch the video once more? Or you want to break for like about 5 minutes or so? Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, we're only going to be doing numbers today. So, I'm not going to be teaching you all. I'm just going a little bit slower. Okay. So, you want to break for about 5 minutes? Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, no problem. So we'll take a break. Just don't disconnect your calls. Just stay on the call. Okay. And I'll connect back in about like 5, 7. Like we'll start again in about 5, 7 minutes and practice a little bit more. Okay. Also. So yeah. Yeah. Can you all hear me? Everybody back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll play the video once more. Okay. After that, we will practice the numbers. So also I'll be practicing the numbers a little bit at the beginning towards the next class also, that is on Monday. Okay. So yeah, so I'll just play the video once. I hope it just plays properly. 1 second. Okay. So I won't play it as slow as I was at this, like the first time. So yeah, but okay. Yeah. Anybody found this speed too fast? I want it slower. Yeah,
No, the speed is fine.
it is fine. Okay, all right. Okay, so we'll listen to this once more, once or twice more. Now focus on that pattern that we have established. Okay, so see the numbers in that form. That is, yes, it's going back. The number is going backwards from units to tens. Okay, so I'll play this again. Okay, so just tell me if the audio is clear. Okay. Audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If the audio is breaking, focus on the numbers which are written at the bottom. Okay, so if the audio is not proper or if it breaks anytime, because I think there'll be a little bit of that problem with screen share. Okay, so just focus because the numbers are written, no? The numbers are written in words at the bottom, so you can focus on that pattern. Okay.
Drei, vier, fünf. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf. Sechs, sieben, acht, neun, zehn. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, neun, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52,
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now we will practice the numbers a little bit. You all can watch the videos later. Okay, I'll share the link with you. Okay, also. Yeah. Okay, so just give me 1 minute. I'll switch my screen. Okay. All right. So we'll just practice the numbers for a few minutes. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll write down a number on the board. Okay, you have your chats on, right? Everybody has their chats on. Okay, so you can write down the number in the chat. Okay, what is it called? Okay, so I'll write down the number here on the, okay, I'll write it down over here. Okay, you have to write down what the number is. Okay, so you can write down the number in words. Okay, clear? Okay, so I'll start with either, okay, single digit or 2-digit numbers. Okay. Yeah. So we begin in yes. Okay. So you all can write down the number in words. Okay. On your chat. Okay. All right. So let us start. Yeah. 45. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Write it in the chat. Do not write it on the board. Okay. I'll write down the answer on the board if you all need to. Okay. So don't write it on the board. Just write it on the chat. Yeah. Okay. So this is 5 und 40. Okay. So goes from units to tens. No. So this is 5 und 40. Okay. So 5 und 40. Clear? All right. Now let's move on to our next number. 87. Okay. Yeah, richtig. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So 87. Okay. So those who have typed Zeeb, Sieb is only siebzehn und siebzig. Okay, so das ist 87. Okay, perfect. Okay, then weiter. 34. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, gut. So das ist 4 und 30. Correct. Okay. All right. Yeah. Then next.
Ma'am, how do you write this B? This is
Yeah, so you have to use the keyboard. So if you're using Windows, you can add the language packet, like you can download the Deutsch keyboard. If you're using any other operating system, you can just hold on the S and you will get that option. Okay, so it works like how the mobile keyboards work now. So like your Google board or the chat boards that you use on your phones. So umlauts you will find by holding on to the respective letters A, O, and U. And set you will find by holding on to S. That is if you're using any other device. If you're using a Microsoft Windows laptop, okay, or yeah, in that case, you're gonna have to download the keyboard. And for the ease of it, just go ahead and download a virtual keyboard. So you can see it on the virtual keyboard because your original keyboard is gonna be with English printed letters. So the symbol after 0 on a Deutsch keyboard, that is set. Okay? Yeah. Clear? All right.
thank you,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, all right. Let's go ahead. Let's practice a few more numbers. So we'll do this kind of practice on Monday because then Saturday, Sunday, you can just revise the numbers a little better and then we can do this faster. Okay, so we'll revise like first 10-15 minutes of the class on Monday. We'll revise the numbers and then we'll move ahead with the next topic. Okay. Yes, go ahead. Have a question.
Uh, Good afternoon, ma'am. I wanted to ask, like, you said about the computational exam also. In that also, the Deutsch packet is already downloaded in the exam.
If you'll be giving that exam where in India or in Germany?
In India, ma'am.
In India, yeah. So if you're so basically your normally your listening, reading, these sections are multiple choice, so you won't need it there. But for your writing sections, yeah, the keyboards will be there. Like the letters will be there. So you can check it through a virtual keyboard. So you can ask them if you are not sure, you can ask them if the keyboards are downloaded or no, but 100% in the Goethe Institute, they will be downloaded.
Oh.
Okay.
So, ma'am, I wanted to ask because virtual keyboard typing would take a lot of time.
No. You can type on the actual keyboard. The virtual keyboard is only to tell you which key it is.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Got it.
Because
Thanks a
yeah,
lot
the
for
keyboard
helping
you
me.
have that is in English, no? So you'll not be able to locate those keys there. So if you just keep it on and you press that very key, then you will know where your
It'll give you auto prompt sort of
yeah.
thing.
Also, you can practice it like before you go to your exam. So in your personal device, you can just use that. Like if you have a keyboard or if you're using that system, you can just practice it. So by the time you go for an exam, you just know which keys are which in Deutsch. So you don't need that virtual keyboard. But as a help, you can use it initially.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So we'll just do a couple of more numbers.
Have the
Yeah.
until we get the hang of using the asset keyword, can we use double S on keyboard?
No. Ideally, you can't. In an exam, you cannot. So that double S alternative was only given by translators, or usually if you are writing it in English, basically, and you don't have the key or you don't have the key for that particular letter. But anywhere in Deutschland, or if you're using it especially for exams or so, writing it as double S means it's a spelling mistake. So you
Understood, ma'am.
cannot use double S. You will have to write, because if you're having a handwritten paper, then it's no problem. No, you can write it. But if you're using it on a computer, you need to have that key. Like most of the times here, you will find that yes, that key is there. Like in Deutsch also, in Goethe also, they will have that German keyboard access. So you are gonna need that key. You cannot write double S in exams. Okay, all right. Okay, so we will continue then. Yeah, okay. I have a question. Yeah.
Ma'am, what would be like preferable to go pen and paper or computer based? What will be your suggestion?
My personal suggestion is go for pen and paper because it's a lot simpler to write for your listening and your reading modules. Because what happens is when you're going with the pen and paper option, no, you basically have your question on one page and you have your text on the other. So when you're on a computer, you have to scroll up and down a lot. You can't see both those pages at the same time a lot of times. So it so happens that you have to read the questions, again scroll to the top to the text, again come down, again scroll back. So it's a little bit difficult because it's easier to solve an exam when you can see the question and the text both at the same time. So I have had students or who have told me that it's much easier to write a pen and paper exam because then you are not constantly struggling with scrolling up and down, especially for the reading part of it, because the time is very limited. So if you don't, it's easier that you see the question and you see the text at the same time. So that is why my personal suggestion is go for the pen and paper option. It's much easier to navigate between questions.
Thanks
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So we will do 2 more numbers and then we will stop. But y'all are gonna revise this. Okay. I'll update your notes. Okay. I'll give you the link on your WhatsApp group also. So if y'all are just watching it on your phone, it'll be simpler. Okay. But go through these numbers. Okay. If you want to, you can also write it down. So not 1 to 100 at a time, but maybe today write 1 to 20, tomorrow write 20 to 40, then write 40 to 50, like that. You can take 10 or 20 numbers every day and write it, so that there are two things. One is you remember the numbers 1 to 100 very thoroughly. Second, spellings. Okay, so you can always cross-check the spellings. You can play that video on mute if, yeah, I guess the audio is bothering a lot of you. So you can just play that video on mute because the spellings are important. What is written, that is important. Okay, now you know the pronunciation, so you can mute the audio, but you can check your spellings through that. Okay, all right. So let's say I give you a number, yeah, 92. Yeah, write it down. Yeah. Yeah, see the spellings, na? That is what y'all are gonna need practice with. So 92. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah. So das ist 92. Okay? Klar? So 92. Okay? Und wir machen dann noch eine. Yeah, let me try this. Yeah. Yeah. Das ist, notieren Sie das. Ja. Okay? 88. Okay? So das ist dann 88. Okay? Klar? All right. So I think that's the Alice. We can stop for now. Okay. So revise the numbers once, 1 to 100. Like I said, just get a little comfortable with 1 to 100. And then probably when we are a little bit in the middle of your course, when you all have learned more difficult things, we can come back to the numbers. Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess that's a stylist then for heute. We'll stop for now. So I'll see you on Monday next week. There's been a bit of a confusion. I guess a lot of y'all have been texting me also. See, there's no problem if you all text me, but the only thing is I'm in classes all day. So sometimes it's not possible for me to respond to each of you on text and I can miss it. So unless and until you have any doubt regarding the subject, okay, I would suggest if you have any questions or so, most of the times check the group, whatever it is, it's gonna be there. If you all have any technical problems as to you want to find the link, you want to know where the link for the material, the link for the class, there's not much I can do with because that comes directly from the UpGrad team, so you can contact them. So from now on, if you all have course related doubts, no, then you can text me. So it's okay if you all text, okay? It's just that with these things, sometimes I was flooded with messages for the last 2 days. So it can happen that I miss your message and I don't respond to you. Okay. So just make sure, be a little bit of mindful of that. But if you have any doubts or anything, you can always text me. That's not a problem. Okay. And preferably text because I might not be able to pick up calls if I'm in the middle of a class. All right. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's a stylist. Then have a nice weekend, and I'll teach you one last thing now to say have a nice weekend. So this is Schönes Wochenende.
Dankeschön. Tschüss.
Okay, so Schönes Wochenende. Have a very nice weekend, and I will see all of you on Monday. Okay?
Schönes Wochenende, ma'am.
So yeah, cheers.
Auf
Bis
Wiedersehen.
Montag.
Schönes Wochenende.
Cheers, ma'am. Auf
Yeah.
Wiedersehen.
Yeah. Bye.